miss the new model of communication. What do you think about this, from your point of view, like of communicator?
Well, right now we are losing the capability for compromise. Everybody insists on his point of view and is clashing, and this, you can see it everywhere. When you look at European and Russian relations, it's about the same. It's different perspectives. And if you don't sit together and go for compromise, you can't do it. But if you just say this group or this position is a bad position and we don't argue about this position, of course, you can't accomplish anything. But this goes for both sides. And also when you're talking to the populist groups and following the populist groups, also the so-called Democrats, very often are just locking themselves into their own opinion. And they lose and we are losing increasingly the capacity to discuss, to listen to other opinions, and to go for compromises. And that's really a big problem we have. When we were talking about Germany, that's a problem, a true problem we have right now here in Germany.
Don't you see that the new technology, for example, platforms, are damaging the way of communicating? For example, on Instagram, you can't communicate by a post with more than a minute, so you can't deliver a long message. With the stories not more than 15 seconds. Or with other new instrument, I don't know, TikTok or other. So 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Don't you think that these platforms are feeding the Trojan horse of the populism? I have my opinion. Facebook and all the other platforms, always they were involved in politics. But my question is, don't we have now to ask them which side they are taking? So which side they are supporting? Because still we do not understand. Even in his hearings in the Congress, no? Zuckerberg didn't take any position. Was hilarious his answer to the jury question, no? We don't know his position. So don't you think that first of all we have to ask the position of the social media, no? Facebook, Instagram, and all the others, even Twitter, and so on. And don't you see that we have to ask also them to change a bit the format, to make more equal? Because if we continue with short messages, we will never win. So we will never win against the past that is coming back and the risk that is bringing.
The problem is we all need to learn how to deal with these platforms. They provide completely new opportunities, and we willingly use them. And now we are realizing that it is not so easy as we all believed in the beginning. And of course, the problem is that companies like Google or Facebook, with their platforms, created a lot of influence. And depending on how they use the algorithm, and they decide what in a news feed we really do see and what is much more difficult to find out about. The more they can influence it, and we still need to learn what really is happening. Only then we can start to regulate, because you have another problem when you start too early regulating, or depending on who is regulating, you can create exactly a different scenario, and you also can use it to bring in dictatorships. But if you look what is done in China, how they control the communication and the internet and social media, of course, nothing that is not politically correct can be said, because you automatically sanction if you do. But is that, on the other hand, is that a future that we want for ourselves? That's a question too.
But don't you see that too freedom on this platform is also a risk? For example, these haters, these trolls. So we lost the control of them, and they influence a lot the people. Because that.
Sure, we need to create a level playing field. How this level playing field can for everybody, how this can be created, that's a big challenge at the moment.
Don't you see that, for example, could exist an algorithm, a real algorithm that identify haters? Because now, on Facebook you can be addressed as a common user of this. Common fan of this one page, and so on. So you get the star, but you don't see that you are a common haters. So the technology could help us. It could let us understand that this guy is always commenting negatively, aggressively. So maybe we have not to look at his comment. So it's not just a random comment. As sometimes we can express our disagree or our opposition to some very also toughly to some of the posts or some of the content, but maybe we do once every 100 posts. But there is people that is sometimes the conspiracy say that they are paid to do that, but I don't want to talk about this now. But
I think they're both. There are paid ones, and there are paid trolls, and there are trolls that are just doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah. I bring you an example. A few days ago, a guy that I'm following, an innovator, a very cool guy, Marco Montemagno, he's like talking about technology and so on, put a post. I answered to this post. My answer was quite neutral, and I start to get attacked by haters to a neutral answer. So the answer was like yes, no. I answered yes, and I got like in the beginning negative comments, but then I saw that the algorithm transfer my answer, my comments in to the positive people, and started fighting, a virtual fighting between people for one comment. So this, I think, is a huge risk, not for us, for example, because we are well educated, we understand more or less how to filter, a news, a fake news. Sometimes we double check if news is fake or true. But for example, the guys, teenagers, or even people with less digital education. Do you remember, one of the things was before the financial education, how to don't get frauded by banks or about financial institution. Now I think that we have to institute a digital education, a digital literacy, because this is also a risk for the future.
We are living in times of extreme change, and technical innovation is coming along in a speed we couldn't dream of. So there is a constant process to adapt ourselves, and sometimes and very often the technology is moving fast, and the possibilities coming from there are moving a lot faster than we can adapt to it. And that's a problem. We really do have to learn how to tackle it, because developments, if we now have artificial intelligence helping us to develop things, innovation cycles will become a lot shorter from today. And they have gotten short already. So this will be one of the real big challenges for the future, to find a way how to tackle that, and find ways to direct, to steer our communication and to, in a sensible way, so it has an impact, and not only a negative impact by only going by headlines and buzzwords. I'm fully with you on that.
I have some question about your future project, but before this, when we were just talking off of the record about this podcast, you mentioned the word rescue. So I have a question. What is your rescue manifesto for the world for the next, 5 years or 10 years?
Well, basically what Diplomatic World, both magazine and also the Institute is trying to accomplish is that we keep talking to each other across borders, across different opinion groups, and in a positive way, and that we are able to create positive compromise everybody benefits from. It's very hard in a given situation, but very, very important. And so that's basically our approach to it, and just start to be involved in communication processes with all types of stakeholders in public policy, in culture, in arts, in technology. We have a very big focus on innovation because this will change our world even more in the next couple of years. So it is very important that we continue to discuss and to talk to each other. And as we said, the danger right now is that everybody is getting caught in his own filter bubble. I don't like this term, but on the other hand, it describes very well, at least a part of what's going on. We have to come out of our filter bubbles again, and talk in a positive manner towards compromise and for a better future. If we don't, I don't know what the outcome will be.
Thank you. Very, very positive answer that of course I was expecting from you such an answer, knowing your point of view, your philosophy and your vision. Well,
I have a problem when you ask me to analyze things. I tend to become very negative because you can see these things very negative. But if regardless of, actually, I'm a very positive guy. And we all know any innovation can be used either way, any for the better of the world, or it can be destructive. So to direct the streams that it is not becoming too destructive or becoming positive, this should be our task for the future.
Of course. Bringing even an example of a drug, can save the life of people or can kill a person. Mm-hmm. So even an injection can kill or save. So it's up to us to decide how to use that, to filter the message that this innovation or these technologies are bringing to us. Just last question before to say bye-bye to each other and to our listener. What's the next relevant project of your institute?
Well, right now we are in the process of, we just started operations in last summer. And currently we are discussing with all kind of stakeholding groups in what project we get involved and what we want to do. I have a project of my own that I'm developing, and we also are working forward to get the group on a solid ground established. So a lot of things we are doing right now. Not too much we are able yet to communicate, but a lot of stuff is going on, and we will be rooted again in the topics of innovation, of global innovation, of education, social entrepreneurship, and everything that hopefully makes the world a better place.
So very soon I will have the pleasure to and the honor to meet Barbara in some days. I'm very excited for this meeting because we were